Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Glossy Philosophy. My name is Jansen Binman. Make sure that you are subscribed to this channel and give this video a thumbs up because today we are doing a book talk inspired look based on Elizabeth's Women, the book talk from Wednesday, but more importantly a red carpet look that Cate Blanchett wore to the Oscars after her movie Elizabeth, so stay tuned. I've already washed and done my skincare, so let's get started with the tutorial. So we're thinking the 1998 Oscar red carpet, which means that we absolutely have to neutralize the skin, just like we would any other time, but paying maybe a little bit more attention. So this is special occasion makeup. We are going to start with the corrector, and I'm going to use just a little bit on my ring finger, tapping that in. If I feel like I need a little bit extra, then I'm going to be using a brush just to make sure that there are no stops and starts to the makeup, because on red carpet, even back in the 90s, you didn't want it to look too makeup-y. Switching to my 57, I'm just bouncing my brush and again making sure that there are no edges to any of the makeup and just making it seem very seamless. So now we're going to leave our under eye alone for a moment and we are going to move on to our top lid. So I'm grabbing my NARS Tinted Smudge Proof eyeshadow base, again splitting it between my ring fingers and getting rid of any discoloration that's up on top of the lid or any little veins that are peeking through. You never know what your skin is going to look like from day to day. You can do the best that you can with your skincare, your diet, your exercise, but sometimes things pop up and cameras really do have a tendency to eat makeup. And what I mean by that is, like, when you are in front of the camera, you need to make sure, if you want to look like you're wearing makeup, you need to go a little bit more than you think you do, because cameras really like contrast, and if there isn't enough contrast, it's going to look like you're not really wearing very much, even though in person it might look like you are. Now we are talking about the 90s and we are talking about Cate Blanchett, who never goes overboard with her makeup and she always looks phenomenal. So we are kind of sticking true to that as well. So I've neutralized the face and now it's time to start working on the complexion. I'm just going to do one pump of the Seamless Skin for right now and just get a good base, because I know that the lips are the star of the show, so I want to get to the lips as quickly as possible so that they have time to just kind of sit and we can do a couple different coats. Now this is a red lip for the red carpet, and I'll also be changing into black for the final picture because Cate Blanchett was wearing a vintage John Galliano dress which was black and then had a really beautiful back with a hummingbird. I do not have such a dress, but I do have black things that we are going to just kind of make work for the end picture. So it's always a good idea to remember what color you're going to end up in and make adjustments as you need. I know that I'm wearing cream right now, which is kind of a big no-no, but I'm doing it anyways just because I think it will stop me from going overboard. Sometimes when you wear black, it really makes it want to feel nighttime, but when I'm looking at the pictures of Cate Blanchett, her makeup is not nighttimey at all. It's very sophisticated, it's very beautiful. She's allowing the lips to speak, but really she's allowing the back of the dress to speak, and her makeup isn't stealing the show. And sometimes when you wear a nighttime color like black, you can go heavier on the eyes than you want to. So that's why I decided to wear cream for right now, just so that I didn't go overboard. The other reason I really love this look is not only is it the look that she wore to the Oscars when she was representing the movie Elizabeth, I also love this look because later on in her career when she plays Cinderella's stepmother, it's very reminiscent of it, but in that one it's a little bit more graphic versus a softer look from the 90s. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. Complexion is done. I am gonna do the brows first because I wanna make sure, again, that I'm just kind of balancing and I know what I'm getting into before I get too crazy with the specifics of the look. The eyeshadow is very minimal. It looks like she had on a very shimmery, light kind of eyeshadow. So it's a very quick, impactful look, which we love, and something that you can absolutely wear to a wedding, you can wear to a special event, you can wear it to a date. You could just kind of tweak it a little bit and wear it for every day. I mean, this is a great holiday look, but red lips don't have to be holiday. Because we are kind of starting to think about fall already, a red lip, you could change the red into a plum and this would be gorgeous. So now that we kind of have the base going on, I am going to start working on the red lip. And instead of going in with a lip pencil first, I'm going to go in with Lisa Eldridge's Palazzo first and then kind of line my lips as needed. So I'm going to spread my lips just a little bit so that no skin is kind of puckering. I want to give the lipstick as flat of a surface as I can. It doesn't have to be perfect, especially this first one. Mary Greenwell, who is the godmother of makeup, says when you are doing a red lip, you have to smush your lips. So we are going to smush our lips and come back and do the pencil. We have officially smushed our lips. So now we're going to go in with Duchess from Lisa Eldridge, and this is just going to give a little bit more depth to the red lip. Her red lip on the red carpet was very full of depth. It had a lot of layer. It had a lot of life to it. It wasn't a flat red lip. So by adding a pencil that's just a little bit different with a little bit more pink, it gives life to an otherwise just normal red lip. As you can see, the red is already starting to pop just a little bit more than it was all by itself with Palazzo. We're going to put Duchess away, and just in case we need to clean up, we won't put it too far away. I'm going to go in with another coat of Palazzo and then with gloss in a little bit after it's had time to just kind of work itself into the skin. So now I'm going to jump up to the eyes, give my lips a little bit of a break, and again, just let it kind of work itself into the lip itself. And I want to see how I feel after I start putting on the eyeshadow. So we are going to start with Cressida, also from Lisa Eldridge. And I am going to put this on my ring finger, split it, and then put it on my lids. You could also just go straight in with the doe foot applicator. That would be totally fine. I like both ways. This is just a little bit more of a subtle approach to the eyeshadow, but they both work a treat. So now I'm going to go in with a 217, nothing on it, and I'm just going to make sure that Cressida is nice and soft right on the edges, because sometimes when you go in with your finger, you can leave marks. And like we've already said, we don't want to leave any marks because this is red carpet. Now we are going to get into a little bit of eyeshadow. So going in with the Cinnabar palette, playing with those mattes, but not too many or too dark, because again, the lip has to stay the hero of this look. And I also have to remember that I'm wearing a killer backless dress, basically, which is going to steal the show. So I'm just kind of adding depth to where there needs to be a little bit more dimension. I also want to make sure that I'm showing up on camera really, really well. And like I said before, cameras love contrast. And if you don't give them some kind of contrast to look at with your makeup, then it just completely disappears. Now I'm going to go in and tightline my eyes with Lisa Eldridge's Cinder Smoke, and I'm also going to close down my lower waterline as well. And a huge pro tip is choosing a different color for your lower waterline than your upper waterline, something that makes either the whites of your eyes whiter or your eye color stand out. This one is from Victoria Beckham and it is in olive. And it just gives the best smoke for green hazel eyes, I swear. Her liner in pictures that I'm seeing is very, very soft. So I'm actually going to continue with the olive because there is a little bit of something there, but it's not too much. So we want to keep it really soft with some kind of a pencil and then soften it out with either a brush or with a sponge. So just little dashes and then softening that line. And it just gives, again, the eye a little bit more depth. Okay, now I want to add just a little bit of brown on top, again, just so that everything feels a little bit more cohesive, a little bit more deliberate. So I'm going to grab my pencil brush and I'm going into that kind of gray, that charcoaly brown into the Cinnabar palette, and I'm just going to go right over that just to make that a little bit softer. and a little bit more brown. I'm going to go in with my 217, nothing on there, and just blend those two together. I know I'm going to be doing a topper on top of this just to lighten things up a little bit, but I want to make sure that that line is nice and soft. So going back into the Cinder palette, I'm going to take this lightest shade and I'm just going to put that all over. Not only will it give the eye a little bit more dimension, but it will kind of lighten up a little bit of the liner. So now we are going in with a really volumizing mascara from Tarte and going for right into the roots of the lashes so that it plays very nicely with what we've done on the eyes. Now we're going to go in with Cinnabar lip gloss, and I'm also going to take a little bit of this and put it on my cheek, which is, I've been doing that quite a bit this year, but first onto the lips. Then I'm going to take a little bit on the back of my hand, and because I don't want a red cheek, I'm going to mix it in with a little bit of highlighter as well. See how it just gives a really subtle, soft shimmer to the cheeks, and you already know because it's on your lips, your cheeks are going to match. Now we just have to finish off with a little bit of concealer, powder, and bronzer. So I'm going to take my concealer, again putting it back on my ring finger. I have already wiped my hands down. Make sure that you do that before you do this next step. There's something about doing concealer towards the end or doing it again towards the end of a look that just brings everything together and really helps to pop everything else that you've done. Especially if you've already neutralized the under eye area, it becomes not distracting and it becomes more of kind of how much pop you want to do through the center of the face. Taking my brush, bouncing where I need more coverage, blending where I don't want any edges. I'm going to take my 110 into my Hourglass powder and just really lightly powder through the center of the face. I don't want to get rid of that glow that I've done, so I'm going to stay away from the cheeks as much as possible. And I know once I've gotten my photograph taken, the cheeks don't matter as much anymore. So it's okay if they're a little glossy. You can always take a finger if you feel like it's starting to look a little too makeup-y and just kind of lift off any extra, and that gives it more of a lived-in quality. Bronzer brush into Charlotte Tilbury's massive, awesome bronzer. And we're going to go under the cheekbone and onto the cheek just to give a little bit of life, not only to the complexion, but also, again, just kind of creating that contrast for the cameras. And that is the finished look. Thank you guys so much for watching this Cate Blanchett red carpet inspired look. I think it's a really great idea to always look at celebrities for special occasions, magazine covers. They're having the best of the best work on them, and being able to take those ideas and put them into regular life or also special occasions, it can be a very helpful tool to have in your back pocket for your next special occasion. I do fashion videos every Wednesday, beauty videos every Friday. Make sure that you caught the book talk on Elizabeth's Women from Wednesday. It's a great one, and I will see you very soon in the next one. Bye!